This mushroom's been missing for a bit. Luckily, we got a whole herd right here. Why, hello everybody, welcome. My name is Rubydung. Welcome to today's episode. As you can see, I'm over here at the main base, and at the preview clip, you can see that I was wanting to move over one of these mushrooms. That is because that mushroom up there has been gone for a while. I don't know what happened to them, but they vanished apparently. So I'm just quickly replacing them, and this is indicative of what I'm wanting to do in today's episode. I'm going to wind up doing like a pseudo world tour, I guess, kind of, because this world is getting fairly old, and every once in a while, like doing an episode, basically checking up on everything, making sure everything's working nice, tip-top in shape, and yeah, it's been a while since I've done that, so a couple of things aren't great now. So I'm willing to go through and fix some of these things up, so that way they are nice and proper. In which case, I just now have to get that mushroom into that hole there. He'll jump around a little bit, in which case I also need to get the slab from down here and push it in, and he will be nice and secured like he was previously. So, with all of that nice and doing... Why am I grabbing a sticky piston? I need a normal piston for this, along with a button. But I am wanting to primarily for this episode focus on some of the older things that are basically just super broken and don't work anymore. And I'm not talking like legacy projects where it's just there's a significantly more efficient way to do it nowadays, because that really doesn't need fixing. It still if it works, it's if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know that saying. So with all of this now nice as said, I do want to mainly focus on things that are obviously just missing. So for example, this mushroom, for example, where it was actively gone. I'm guessing it just kind of wound up clipping through the actual floor at one point. So that was interesting. Next up, I talked about this last episode, but I still have chests filled with these wooden slabs, 0044/2, still just sitting around, and I want to move them over to their designated location. And I don't want to dedicate a whole episode to this, so I'm just going to wind up moving these in the middle of today's episode to get that finished up. So I'm just going to begin moving those over to their proper designation, which is all the way over there past that little... I'm curious if I actually can wind up seeing it outside one of the windows, because it was made not that long ago. No, there's no way I'm going to be able to see that this build is just way too big. But yeah, I'm going to be moving them over there, in which case I'll throw over whenever I get done moving these. Alright, I've gone through and I have moved over everything to the room now. So, we have that all nice and consolidated up around this area. And this barracks is basically mostly full. The only thing I didn't use, I think, was these chests. Yeah, I didn't use these chests, I don't think. In which case, I just wanted symmetry. So, for the most part, that room is entirely filled and finished. In which case, with that now being completely filled and finished, there is another thing I am wanting to do, in which case I will need to run all the way back to the base, in which case I'm probably going to need to lie down a little bit. Ooh, man, I'm getting tired with all this running. I need to go to sleep. In which case, I also need to change something. I didn't mean to break that with my axe. I also didn't mean to go that direction. But I also have another thing I'm wanting to fix up here at the main base. It's not a very important thing, but I am wanting to go all the way back to repair that up. In which case, it's basically all the way down here, all the way up, because I was doing so much moving around that I very much needed to move one of my ender chests. In which case, if I'd come all the way up here, eat this and have the mushroom refill me. Thank you, Mr. Mushroom. Still sitting up there. I'm never taking him down. It's too funny. In which case, there is a ender chest all the way up here. Silk touch this, break it, and jump all the way down here, and place it all the way back up here. And voila, we now have that now nice and finished. Well, back in its proper place, because I had to move it for a bit to help myself move some things. Alright, I'm over here at the hole. The roof's still not done, but I'm not going to be fixing that in this episode. It's a bit of a big project. What I'm going to be trying to finish up in this now is that I have a large hole going all the way down here that still needs to be filled in with lava. So, I'm going to try seeing how much of this that I'm willing to do today. I still have a lava pool with a bunch of lava in it that I'm wanting to exit out, and I can begin filling up with lava buckets. So I'm just going to try filling in as much of this with lava as I possibly can from that lava pool, and I'm curious as to how far I'm going to be able to get with this. So I'm just going to be running around the bottom here, slowly filling this in with the correct amount of lava. In which case, now I need to do that, and then just slowly walk along here and place this lava in, so that way I can have the full lava floor, because I want this thing to have a lava floor. It's kind of the aesthetic of the thing. This is a thing, this is a pretty old build, and I want to keep the aesthetic of it. So I'm going to begin going through here. I'm doing this. Alright, after many hours of moving lava, I was finally able to put in place another third or something? I don't know how much this would be, but it's a bit. Like, let me walk along the edge here. But previously, it was about at that line there. Then I moved it up a little bit, and I had to empty out several more pools in order to fill out this one here. Hoo-wee, that was a lot of lava. I still have this stretch all the way down the middle to finish out. But I need to get so many more lava pools in order just to do that one stretch, just because that is a surprisingly big area, just because of how area works. So filling out, like, let's say, exact same thing, like, let's say it's like 10 blocks wide or whatever. A 10 block wide thing over there isn't that much. A 10 block wide here is a lot more, so this requires a lot more lava even still to just put in. Now, with all that said, I still might wind up doing this off camera or something. I just don't think I'm going to wind up finishing it for this episode, just simply because I've already spent multiple hours already on it. So, with all that said, now I need to go back to the main base and begin getting some more things. Then, over here is a part of the base that I haven't touched in a long time, and I mean a long time, that is basically just needs to be finished out. Like, this wall over here needs to be connected, and this one needs a roof put over it. And that's basically about it. I basically never go to this side of the base, but all I have to do now is put up a little bit of the walls here, and connect up this roof here, and then stretch it all the way down to going over here. Also, a small thing I need to do is all the way over on this area, I need to put a glass ceiling over this area, just because I've been meaning to do it for a while. So I got chickens in here, right? Where'd my chickens go? I don't need eggs that badly. It's just interesting that all my chickens died, apparently. I'm curious where they all went. But yeah, like, my hoppers are filled with eggs. I don't need a ton of chickens. It's just interesting that my chicken farm, all the chickens died. I wonder what happened to all of them. Alright, now I got the materials, so let's see how fast I can get this set up. So, it's going to wind up going all the way up across here, and like that. There we go. Now we got that thing nice and done, and then the speed messed up my click there. Now I want to, with half slabs, I'm going to be using half slabs for this, just for, lighting sake, so I don't have to use as many torches, and I also don't wind up using as much cobblestone. I go across here like this, so that way I have a roofing area until I get to here. Ta-da! In which case, now what I do is go all the way up using some wood as part of this, in which case it needs to be implemented like this, and then I'm going to need to actually break out this brick here, so that way we can do the turn, in which case the brick will also be broken here, because it needs to go outwards, and then this is going to wind up being a too tall window, so like this, I need a little bit more wood. Let's just get a full stack. Then boop, boop, boop. And finally, this window down here. Yep, too tall. And just build this out like right here. Now, it's covered up on the top, but I want to put the bricks in. So I'm actually going to need to do something a little odd here, in which case I need to jump up and pull this in like this. And I need to actually get rid of this trapdoor. And ta-da. This window might be in the way now that I think about it. Actually, wait, it's not going to be in the way. It's not going to be in the way. It's fine. It's fine. Because, like this, and then it goes into a center here. I just need bricks under this, so that way it turns. Ooh. It's not going to look great, I'm going to be honest with you. But it'll work. That's the important part. What always matters is that something works, never that it looks good. Ever. But anyways, as I'm building this out, I might as well begin doing the outro, because after I get done building this, it's probably going to be the end of today's episode. The roof here is definitely going to take a little bit longer than what the actual outro is going to wind up being. Yeah, that's going to be it for today's episode. I'm just going to build out to here and then build the roof over this cocoa bean farm later. Just because it doesn't need me to build it out right now. This is why this hallway hasn't been finished, by the way, is because I keep giving these excuses. But yeah, guys, that's probably going to be it for today's episode. I do hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have anything you want to see me work on in particular in the base here, I always have 1,000 projects always going out once. And obviously, as you can see from here, so many of these projects are extremely unfinished. And, yeah, if you have any particular projects that I've worked on in my worlds that you've seen me previously work on, then be sure to tell me. I always love hearing your guys' suggestions for things that I should do, or things that you guys have liked me doing. In which case, that's going to be it for today's episode. I do hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be seeing you guys here in the next one. So long. See ya. Bye! This is extra secret footage at the very end. A little thing I always do whenever I have more footage than would I ever decide to do an outro midway through recording, in which case this is going to be extra long because I want to jump down here, patch that up, and put some lights in here. Ooh, super secret lights. And I just wanted to put these lights in. There we go. Lights are in now.